On March 30th, 1968, in the small town of Charlemagne, Quebec, a baby girl arrived in a home that was already overflowing with life. She was the 14th child of Thérèse and Adhémar Dion. Money was scarce, space was tight, and every meal required creativity. But the Dion household had something far more powerful than comfort. It had music. The family sang constantly. Her father played accordion, her mother wrote songs, and her siblings filled the house with harmony. Music was not entertainment in that home. It was how the family expressed joy, comforted each other, and made hard days feel lighter. At just 5 years old, the little girl climbed onto the kitchen table and sang for everyone. The room went silent. Her parents recognized immediately that something special lived in her voice. That child was Céline Dion, and that moment at the kitchen table was the first hint that her life would one day reach far beyond Charlemagne. A dream sent in an envelope. When Celine was 12, her mother decided to take a bold step. She wrote a song called Ce n'était qu'un rêve, It Was Only a Dream, and recorded a simple demo with Celine singing. The tape was mailed to respected music manager René Angelil. He had already built careers for other artists and received countless demos every year. At first, this one nearly joined the pile of forgotten recordings, but something made him listen again. Then he called the Dion family. When he met Celine in person and heard her sing live in their modest living room, he was overwhelmed. The young girl's voice carried a depth far beyond her years. René believed so strongly in her talent that he mortgaged his own house to finance her first album. It was an extraordinary act of faith. That decision launched a partnership that would shape both of their lives and begin Celine's journey from a small-town singer to a rising star. Growing from local talent to rising star, Celine's early French-language albums quickly gained attention across Quebec. Audiences were captivated by the emotional power in her voice, yet René knew that real international success required careful preparation. For a time, Celine stepped away from the spotlight to refine her image and develop new skills. She studied English, worked on stage presentation, and adapted to the demands of a global music career. None of this changed the authenticity of her voice. It simply helped the world hear it more clearly. When she returned with new music, the results were remarkable. Her English-language albums began introducing her to listeners far beyond Canada. Songs such as The Power of Love showcased her vocal strength and emotional delivery. Critics who initially underestimated her began to reconsider. Celine was not following trends. She was creating a sound that connected deeply with audiences. Slowly but surely, the girl from Charlemagne was becoming a global performer. A love that faced public scrutiny. As Celine grew older, her professional partnership with René Angelil gradually became something more personal. The two fell deeply in love. However, their relationship attracted intense public attention because René was 26 years older than her and had first met her when she was very young. Headlines and commentators questioned the relationship. Yet Celine never wavered when speaking about her feelings. She insisted their bond was built on respect, trust, and shared belief in her career. In December 1994, the couple married in a grand ceremony at Notre Dame Basilica, watched by millions on Canadian television. For Celine, the wedding symbolized more than romance. It represented loyalty to the man who had believed in her voice when no one else did. Despite criticism, their partnership endured because it was rooted in something genuine: support, sacrifice, and a deep emotional connection that would shape every chapter of her life. Choosing love over fame. At the height of her career, life presented a challenge far more important than fame. In 1998, René Angelil was diagnosed with throat cancer. Without hesitation, Celine stepped away from the spotlight to focus on caring for him. For 2 years, she paused her career, dedicating herself to supporting her husband through treatment and recovery. It was a decision that surprised many in the entertainment industry, where momentum often defines success. Yet for Celine, the choice was simple. Family came first. After René's recovery, she returned to performing with renewed perspective. Instead of constant touring, she began a long-term residency in Las Vegas that allowed her to balance career and family life. The show, A New Day, Céline Dion Las Vegas Residency, became one of the most successful residencies in entertainment history. It proved that success could be redefined in ways that protected both professional passion and personal priorities, joy and challenges of family life. Celine and René had long hoped to expand their family. Their first son, René Charles Angelil, was born in 2001. Years later, after fertility treatments and much patience, the couple welcomed twin boys in 2010. Nelson Angelil and Eddie Angelil. The arrival of the twins brought immense happiness. For Celine, motherhood added a new dimension to life beyond music. She often spoke about the joy of raising her children and building a family environment filled with the same warmth she remembered from her childhood home. Despite the demands of global fame, she worked hard to maintain a sense of normalcy for her sons. At home, she was not simply a superstar singer. She was a mother guiding her children through everyday moments. Those family experiences would later become a powerful source of strength during some of the most difficult periods of her life. A difficult goodbye. In 2013, René's cancer returned. This time, the illness proved more serious. Over the following years, Celine gradually reduced her professional commitments to spend more time with him. Their bond had been built over decades, and she remained by his side throughout the illness. On January 14, 2016, René Angelil passed away at their home in Las Vegas at the age of 73. Just 2 days later, Celine also lost her brother Daniel to cancer. The emotional weight of those losses was immense, yet even during that painful period, she faced the world with grace and gratitude for the years she had shared with her husband. René had been more than a manager or spouse. He had been her greatest supporter and partner in every stage of life. Honoring his memory became a quiet motivation for her to continue moving forward. Facing an unexpected health challenge years later, another challenge emerged. In 2022, Celine revealed that she had been diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, a rare neurological condition that causes muscle stiffness and painful spasms. The illness forced her to cancel performances and focus on treatment and recovery. For someone whose career depended on physical control and vocal precision, the diagnosis was especially difficult. Yet she approached it with the same determination that had carried her through earlier hardships. She began working closely with medical specialists and physical therapists, focusing on maintaining strength and mobility. During this time, her family became her greatest support system. Away from the stage, she concentrated on health, healing, and spending time with her sons. A return that touched the world. In 2024, Celine surprised audiences around the world when she appeared during the opening ceremony of the 2024 Summer Olympics opening ceremony in Paris. Standing near the iconic Eiffel Tower, she performed Hymne à l'amour, a classic originally made famous by Edith Piaf. The performance was deeply emotional. It symbolized resilience, passion, and the enduring power of music. For many viewers, it was more than just a musical moment. It was a reminder that courage and dedication can help people overcome extraordinary obstacles. Even while continuing to manage her health, Celine showed that her connection to music and audiences remains as powerful as ever. A voice that continues to inspire. Today, Céline Dion continues to focus on health, family, and the possibility of future performances. While living with stiff person syndrome presents daily challenges, she remains determined to keep music in her life. For her, singing has always been more than a career. It is a way of connecting with people across cultures and generations. From a crowded house in Charlemagne to the world's biggest stages, her journey reflects perseverance, love, and dedication to her craft. Millions of listeners have found comfort in her songs, and her story continues to inspire others facing their own challenges. Her voice, shaped by both joy and hardship, reminds us that music can carry the full range of human emotion. And even after decades in the spotlight, the spirit behind that voice remains strong, hopeful, and deeply human.